Hello, everyone. Welcome to Maximize Your Monday. It is your vision coach, Latoya Early, here supporting Christian female startup coaches as I help you start, grow, and monetize your coaching business from start to six figures in your niche. So, listen, I want to give it some time for you ladies to come on in so that you know that I am here and I want to share some strategies with you on how to increase your level of expertise and how to show up as the expert in the industry. So listen, I want to give a disclosure, okay? Y'all gonna see me a little rough over the next couple days. Your girl has been back in the gym, okay? And so y'all just got to work with me. Okay, y'all got to work with me. So, listen, let's go ahead and jump into today's training. I want to talk about how to increase your level of expertise in the coaching industry and really share with you how important it is for you to show up as the expert. Okay. I need you to know how important it is to show up as the expert. So do me a favor, come on in. Let me know who you are. Let me know what type of coach you are. Let me know whether or not you are inspiring, if you are growing, drop in the comments the type of coach you are so that we can know who's catching us on this training today. If you're catching us live, make sure you hashtag live. If you're catching us on replay, make sure you hashtag replay. So let's go ahead and get started. This training, listen, join me, okay? This training is for the coaches who are inside of the niche certification community and who are in the start to six figure community. So if you are not in either one of those groups, then this training is not going to be made available for the public. Remember, our Maximize Your Monday trainings are for the coaches inside of the community. So let's jump in. I want to talk about your level of expertise. I want you to do me a favor and I want you to come in and let me know what type of coach you are. Let me know if you're aspiring. Let me know if you are growing, so that we can know who's in the community. Share the type of coach you are and your power statement. If you have your power statement, make sure you share your power statement. So listen, we're talking about your level of expertise and why is this important, right? So our goal here at Chase Great is to help you go from start to six figures in your coaching business. And so, one of the areas that you want to focus on when we're transitioning in your income, when we're transitioning in your visibility, when we're transitioning in the type of client that you're going to serve and support, is you want to make sure that you are crystal clear on the message that you're going to present to your ideal client, to your audience, right? What's your messaging? What problem do you solve? What's your area of expertise? How are you going to show up for the client, and what problem are you going to solve for the client? So we're talking about three major ways to increase that level of expertise and to really show up. So during the conference a couple weeks back, we talked about your messaging. We talked about your pricing, and so these are some very key components in you showing up as the expert. Okay, these are some very key components in you showing up as the expert and you showing your audience that you have the solution to their problem. So when you are establishing yourself in the industry, you want to make sure that you're clear on your message. And when we talk about messaging, remember, we're talking about what is the statement, what is the story that you're going to use to connect with your client. You want to make sure that when you are identifying yourself as the expert, that you're clear on the problem that you're called to solve. So if you're a confidence coach, if you're a mindset coach, if you're a forgiveness coach, if you're, we have a stepmom coach, if you're any of these things, what you want to do is you first want to identify, okay, what is the problem that I'm solving for my client? Because this is what's going to help you stand out. If you're a confidence coach, there's so many different areas of confidence. You want to be clear on, okay, am I helping them with their image? Am I helping them gain courage to go after their dreams? Am I helping them establish their voice at home? Like, when you talk about being a confidence coach, what does that mean? And what problem are you solving? We're talking about showing up as the expert. So if you're looking to enroll those four-figure clients, if you're looking to reach that six-figure mark, because we've done the math, I've shown you ladies the math 100 times over in the niche certification program, we're a little bit more focused on that math. We're a little bit more focused on helping you reach that goal. One of the things that we offer is our monthly one-on-one coaching with a client success coach that's going to help you navigate through the journey and really reach that six-figure mark. So one of the things that we want you to focus on is when we talk about that four-figure investment, that's what's going to help us reach that $9,000 per month goal. Now, again, we've talked about volume over value versus value over volume. Now, if you're saying, Latoya, I prefer to go after 1,000 clients at $97 per person, then the method that I have for you may not be conducive because that's volume over value, right? So my teaching methodology is value over volume. When we jump into the teaching, when we jump into the training, I'm teaching how to increase your value, not just value of the investment, but value of the service that you're providing. How do we do that so that we're able to go value over volume and hit the six-figure goal annually, right? So when we're talking about that, we're talking about that level of expertise and how it's important for you to show up as the expert. Well, how do I show up as the expert? You have to be clear of the problem that you're solving. If you're a mindset coach, if you're a confidence coach, if you're a self-care coach, if you are a stepmom coach, if you are a wife coach, you're a marriage coach, whatever type of coach you are, you want to say, okay, when I'm working with my clients, here's the problem. Now the question is, how do I figure out that problem, right? How do I identify the problem that I'm called to solve? This is where that internal development comes in. This is where we're able to increase the value of the program, the value of the transformation, the value of the investment, the value of the experience. When you're able to dig deep and you identify what problem that I need to solve internally so that I can help my clients solve this exact problem. This is going to require some work on your end. How much work are you willing to do when it comes to supporting your ideal client? You can't show up as the expert in the area that you haven't taken the time to study. This is why I'm inviting you to this our coach the coach session on June 8th. On June 8th, we're going to walk through the four reasons why you're the expert, and I'm going to help you identify how to transform or transition your mindset from being entry to expert so that you can now price appropriately and you can hit those four-figure clients. You can hit the $9,000 per month goal. We can hit our $27,000 per month quarter. We end the year at $108,000 per year, right? But it's about niche marketing. It's about knowing, okay, whose problem am I solving and what problem am I solving, right? Being specific and showing up in that messaging. So when we talk about increasing your area of expertise, my question is, what books are you reading? When you have identified the problem that you solve, what books are you reading that's going to help you sharpen your area of expertise? You want to show up knowing the answer, right? When someone asks a question about marketing, when someone asks a question about their ideal client, their messaging, monetizing their message, listen, your girl shows up. I'm standing up with my hand raised, like, listen, I got an answer. Why? Because I've taken the time to study this material so that I can show up as the expert, so that I can show up and really support my ideal client in the space that they really need to be supported in. So I'm encouraging you, if we're going to increase your profit, we're going to have to take the time and go find some books and some study material that's going to support you in helping you become better versed in this area. So we've talked about, number one, identifying that problem. Well, where was the problem? Where was the problem first identified? It was first identified in your personal life. So that's the first thing we want to do. We want to first identify the problem that was in your life so that you can in return identify that problem in your ideal client's life, and then you can show up, right? Make sense? So if you are not showing up, if you're not doing the internal work, then it's going to be very difficult for you to show up and do the work when it comes to your ideal client. Because why? You are now in a space where you're trying to come up with your own solutions versus applying the solutions that you've gone through in your business, right? In your business. So we're talking about leveling increasing your level of expertise so that you can enroll those four-figure clients. Now, here's another thing when we talk about your area of expertise. You have to show up consistently. Okay, we've talked about this 100 times before, but I don't think you ladies understand the importance of you being consistent and you showing up. So whether or not you're showing up through email marketing, you're showing up on social media, you're showing up on your posts, you have to be consistent in showing up for that client so that you can be sure to show up when your client, when your audience or your ideal client is ready to hire you, they know where to go. Have you ever gone to on someone's page, or you've asked for recommendations for something and they posted or they tag somebody? When you go to their page, I'm gonna tell you, if I ask somebody, okay, somebody send me, someone who bakes cakes. I need someone to bake a cake for me. If I go to your page and I scroll and I don't see any cake, if I do the 1, 2, 3 scroll and I don't see any cake, guess what? I'm not going to hire you, right? I need to see consistency. I need to see that your cake business matters to you, your client matters to you. But when I show up or when I come looking for you and all I see is a bunch of shares, all I see is a bunch of share videos, share quotes, but I don't see you showing up as the expert on your page, then I'm not gonna book you, right? Not only am I not going to book you, but I'm definitely not going to book you at 1997, 29.97, 59.97, 9.97, 19.97, $9,997. Like, I'm not going to book you at these price points if you're not showing up, if you're not being consistent. Make sense? So again, we're talking about how do I show up as the expert in the industry? How do I increase my level of expertise? Number one is being super specific of the problem that you're called to solve. Number two is the messaging, making sure that you're clear on incorporating that problem that you're called to solve in your messaging so that it's relatable and that it's connecting to your audience. And then number three, you want to make sure that you're showing up and you're being consistent. You're studying, right? In your consistency, study. It's okay to find a book. You ladies know my go-to is the Holy Bible, right? That's the best book of all books. You want to know what you're doing in your business. You want to know how to stay encouraged. You want to know how to move forward. Use the word of God. Now, with using the word of God comes a lot of mental pushback, right? And so this is why you want to make sure that you're a part of a community that can support you in this journey, that can support you in moving forward in your coaching business to make sure that you're hitting your goals in your business and that you're showing up as the expert. But find books. What other books are you reading that is going to support you in your journey? Of course, I invite you, and somebody took my book off my desk. I invite you to join me for our live coaching session on June 8th, where we're going to talk about you showing up as the expert. We're going to do some hot seat coaching, and I want you to go ahead and click the link in the caption, and I want you to join me for this, right? So this is when we talk about studying, right? When we talk about doing your research, here's a book that's going to support you in showing up as the expert. If you want to show up and you want to let the world know, listen, I have the solution to their problem. I can support you. I can help you and navigate you through where you are to where you desire to be. Go ahead, get this copy of this book, and then work through the book. But join me June 8th so that I can support you and helping you with, of course, number one, removing some of that limited thinking that you have, that you're not qualified to be an expert. We're definitely going to go after that challenge. But then secondly, I want to help you identify, I want to help you identify how to establish yourself as the expert and how to increase your area of expertise. This is where you are able to, again, attract four-figure clients. We're looking for four-figure clients because, again, that's the money goal that's going to help us hit that six-figure mark. So if you're looking for a client, and I use 997, I'll go ahead and toss that in as a four-figure client. But if you're at that 997 all the way up to 99.97, that gap is all based on how you show up as the expert, is based on how you show up and you present the problem that you're called to solve. So again, I'm encouraging you for June 8th to join us for this live coaching session. So far, I think we have about 40 people who's 40 women who's already registered for this call. You're going to just go ahead and purchase the book. The call is complimentary. It is a bonus to you purchasing this book. So you're going to purchase the book, and then you're going to meet me on June 8th so that we can walk through those different areas that are limiting you from reaching your four-figure client, and help it so that I can help you show up as the expert. We're talking about your messaging. We're talking about, okay, Latoya, when you talk about the problem that I solve, what does that mean? So I'm not looking for you to be vague, okay? One of the things that I don't want you to be in this area is vague. So if you're still saying, I'm a self-care coach and I help women live happy lives. Like, what does that mean? That's vague, and you're not talking to me, because what if my life is already happy? Or what's the level of happiness you're taking me to? Or what does that mean? It's just a very vague statement. And I'm saying that because you have to think of the ideal client. If you're saying I'm a self-care coach and I'm going to help you live a happier life, depending on your ideal client, you have to help them identify what a happy life looks like. Right? So again, your definition of a happy life and my definition of a happy life may be two totally different ideas of a happy life. But if you're able to define what happiness, the type of happiness that you're going to help me create. So if you're a self-care coach and you're saying, I'm going to help you carve out self-care time in your busy week with your busy children. I don't know. I'm just being super vague. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm being super vague about the statement, but again, you want to, or not being vague, I'm being general with it. You want to make sure you're being specific so that you can say, okay, I help women, I help men, I help families, I help um children do this, and these are the results you're going to do. So if you're a self-care coach and you're saying, I help women take back their time from their busy lives with their children and help them create um I don't know, self-care time, right? You're telling me the problem that I have is that my time is overwhelmed with my children and my family, but you're going to teach me how to carve out time for myself so that I can begin to put myself in this equation and care more about myself. And so now you've given me a journey and you've given me the results, right? So now, if you're going to be the expert in this, the more specific you are in the problem that you're called to solve, the more your level of expertise increases and it heightens. So now, what are you going to do? You're going to now craft your messaging around exhausted and overworked moms who need your support in helping them put themselves first, right? On top of, now you've identified the problem, you are working and crafting on your messaging. Now what you're getting ready to do is you're going to find supportive research and study that's going to help you help your client, and then it's going to help you, right? Because we're not coaches, we're coaches of integrity. We are coaches of integrity. We teach what we live, right? We teach what we live. If I'm gonna tell y'all to get up and go work out in the morning, I got to get up and go work out in the morning. If I'm going to encourage you to get up and do your stretching, do your prayer, and then I have to do the same thing. Why? Because we have to lead with integrity. So this is why you're studying. Now you want to study. The Bible says, study to show thyself approved, right? Not just in the word of God, but in your craft, in your profession, in how you are going to generate your income. So if you're a mindset coach, you need to be reading some books on mindset. Go pull out a psychology book. Listen, it is perfectly okay for you to study psychology and not be on a campus ground, right? I still have my psychology books from college that I reference so that I can keep myself well versed in the area of transitioning and transforming in the mindset, right? So with marketing, I have marketing books. I focus on niche marketing. So I do a lot of study on niche and understanding who you are in your coaching so that you can stand out as a niche specific expert. And so that therefore now this increases your price point. So stop being vague. You're a life coach, you're an empowerment coach, you're a self-care coach, you're a mindset coach, you're a confidence coach, you're this type of niche coach. However, your messaging is so vague that your ideal client don't know that you're talking to them, and they don't know that you have the solution to their problem. Okay, so I want to know what books. Do me a favor in the comments, let me know what books are you reading that are support to your level of expertise. And if you don't have any books, again, you purchase your book. Once you purchase your book, then you'll be able to join us for our June 8th complimentary training on how to show up as the expert. I'm going to take you through some strategies on how to, of course, identify that you're qualified to be the expert, because some of you don't feel qualified. That's really the biggest issue. You're like, I'm not qualified to be the expert. And that's why you don't show up as the expert, because you don't feel qualified. Let me show you how you're qualified. Let me show you 4 reasons why and take you through this experience so that you can identify and understand why you're qualified to be this type of coach and why you're qualified to place a 4-figure investment on your coaching programs. Cool. So listen, we're all set for today. Again, don't forget to purchase your book so that you can join us June 8th. We're going to have a live coaching experience. We're going to rock out. Okay, we're going to rock out. We're going to have some hot seat coaching going on. And I want to help you identify your level of expertise, your area of expertise, so that we can put that area of expertise and connected with the proper price point so that you can start hitting 6 figures in your coaching business. Again, it may seem impossible, but it's not. I thought it was. I was the coach who struggled with her area of expertise, who struggled with creating a consistent income monthly. And so it became a lot more clear the more work that I did with self, and then the more clear my messaging became. And so now I'm able to help coaches go through some of those processes and systems that I had to go through, but it's not going to take you as long as it took me, right? The Start to Six Figure, my book, From Start to Six Figures, that book is literally taking you from step one, the day that I said yes, all the way through the day that Chase Gray exceeded 6 figures in our business, right? I'm going to take you through that, take you on that journey and help you eliminate some of the struggle, some of the hiccups that I struggled with, so that you can show up better, right? So that you can show up better. I'm now reading your new book, but I will be getting more books on grief and its different stages. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to get more books on grief, understanding the different stages of grief, right? Because here's what happens. And I love this that you just said this. Here's what happens when you start studying more about grief. This is going to help you show up better in your copy. It's going to help you show up better in your training. It's going to help you show up better in your language. When you're well versed, when you know what you're talking about, there's a different level of confidence, right? And now people are willing to again invest that 4 figures in you because they're confident in what you're able to deliver. They're confident in the knowledge and the information that you have. So as a grief coach, understanding those different levels of grief is so important for you, because you're going to be able to identify different behaviors and beliefs. Now, once you abstract those behaviors and beliefs from those different levels, now when you're in your copy and you're talking to these different levels, identifying where your ideal client is, boom, now you're speaking to them. And then let's not get even more specific and only focus on, I think, is it 5 levels? I don't even remember. How many levels of grief are there? Is it like 5 or 6? Say, for instance, you're focusing on level 3, right? And I don't know the levels of grief. Okay, y'all, I'm just pulling this out the side of my neck. Say, for instance, you are focusing on level 3 when level 3 is denial, right? Okay, 7. It's 7 layers of grief. So say Latoya, I'm going to focus on level 3. I want to pull in clients. I want to attract clients who are in level 3 of grief, right? So I'm in level 3 of grief. You're talking to me because your copy is speaking to the behaviors and the beliefs that I'm struggling with in that level. And so now you could take them from level 3 to level 7. Make sense? Right? This is why you have to study. This is what studying does. This is what studying does for your brand. This is what studying does for your business. Experience and knowledge equals, okay, you read my book. Get out the book. Okay? Get out the book. Get out the book. No, read the book. Enjoy the book. But this is how you're able to show up. This is how you're able to, again, now your price points have increased. Why? Because I'm the expert. I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to niche marketing, when it comes, I was speaking with a family member yesterday, and we were talking about his business that he's launching, and we were talking about the name. When I tell you something as simple as the name has to be appealing to your ideal client, stop picking names for your businesses that you just think sound good or they sound cute. It has to be is it 5? Okay, I figured it was 5. Okay, cool. But again, grief is not my area of expertise, so it's okay. But I was sharing with him your domain names, your email names, your business names. All of these things are conducive to your appeal to your uh four-figure client, right? You have to think about this stuff. Does your business name sound like an expert, or does it sound like something that you named it because you was, I don't know why people come up with some of the names that they come up with. You came up with this name because it's the initials of your great grandma. Like, don't mean anything to the people who you're trying to hire. Right? Like, I understand that we try to pay homage. We want to show love. Find another way. Create a business name that shows your level of expertise. It makes you sound like an expert. You're able to show up as the expert, and you're able to brand as the expert. Cool. All right. Don't forget, again, I want you to go ahead and purchase the book. Meet me on June 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you to meet me on June 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Coach to Coach. If you've never attended a Coach to Coach before, you want to show up because it's awesome. If you have attended a Coach to Coach before, do me a favor and drop it in the comments. As a matter of fact, I have tons of testimonials for Coach to Coach, and I'm going to start sharing them with you guys in the community. Okay, here are the levels of grief: denial, depression, pain and guilt, reflection, loneliness. Okay, yep. So say, for instance, and I'm gonna throw this out there real quick. So say, for instance, this grief coach says, you know what, I want to focus on I'm gonna focus, I said level 3 before. I'm gonna focus on people who are in that pain and guilt. They're blaming themselves. So now you're creating all of your copy around this person, right? This is how I show up, because guess what? I have been out here and I've been teaching, but I'm only teaching the surface of grief, but I want to be the expert. So I'm going to understand all 5 layers of grief, and then I'm going to package it, and then I'm going to offer it as a program so that I can work them through the grief that you experienced, right? Don't just say I'm a grief coach because I want to help people through these 5 stages. Which part of these 5 stages did you suffer with as you were healing from your whatever caused grief in your life, right? Be the expert. Let's show up. All right. So listen, I got to register for June 8th. I got my book clearly, but I'm in the room. Okay. So if you have your book, you're registered. If you have your book, check your email. Make sure you check spam. If you already have your book, so if you got your book from the Start to Six Figure Conference, if you received your book from the pre-orders, or if you're just now ordering your book, you're all set. Check your email, check spam. You're going to start receiving a lot more emails coming up to get you prepared for that day, but you're already good. If you have not received an email, or if you have not purchased your book, then you are not registered. Remember, the June 8th date is a complimentary coach the coach session for those who have purchased the book. The book. Cool. So have a fantastic Monday. I'm gonna see you ladies inside of the communities. I'm going to go finish making my smoothie because I had started making my smoothie and then I had to stop because I came to go live. So I'm going to go finish making my smoothie, find me some lunch, and then get back in my office and get to work. Okay. So have a fantastic Monday. Don't forget to purchase your book and join us June 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See, so if two took you through them all, then let's focus on two, right? Let's use two. And I think what two was depression. So let's focus on two so that we can speak to our ideal client because they're in that exact seat, right? They're in that exact place that you were in. Cool. Have a fantastic Monday. Be blessed.